Hi guys, we are going to wrap up this chapter with finding the rest of the surface areas. So you have found surface areas of prisms and pyramids right now, and I kept my nets. So these are just the easiest ones to find the surface area of intuitively, because they're just made up of a bunch of shapes that you already know how to find the area of, and that makes it really nice. Sorry, that was the monitor. We're okay. We also, so this is like the prism that we did, and again, it's just made up of a bunch of shapes that you already know. That is generally true for what's remaining, but not for all of them. So the shapes that we still need to do are cylinder, cone, and sphere. A cylinder, if you go pick up any can, or actually, let me get a can for you. If you go pick up any can, that's a good example of a cylinder. And you guys know that if you take the lid off of the can, that's going to be a circle, and that the bottom is a circle. And then this area, if you were to take the label off of the can, it would be a rectangle. Okay, so the net of every cylinder is going to be a rectangle with a circle on top and a circle on the bottom. You know how to find the area of a rectangle, and you know how to find the area of a circle. So this one is not really too hard. There's just one little trick that I want to tell you about. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the way the camera is oriented and walk you through an example right off the bat. All right, so here we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and find the surface area of this cylinder right here. I just made up these measurements so they could be anything. But the first thing that you're going to want to do is go ahead and draw your net. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw my net, where you have a circle up top. It's not my best circle. And the diameter of this circle is 6 inches. And then I told you that this outside area is actually just one big rectangle. And the height of this rectangle is 15 inches. And then we have another circle down here, which is the exact same as the top, that is also 6 inches. So here are the three shapes. We have two circles that are exactly the same and one rectangle. So to find the surface area, we once again are going to find the area of all of the shapes and then add them all together. So we are going to want to add together two circles and one rectangle. Okay, now the circle area should be pretty easy for you guys. If the diameter is 6, what's the area of the circle? Well, you know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. So wouldn't it just be pi times 3 squared? Right? Okay, and that's the same as 9 pi. So just because I like to wait until the very end to round, I'm going to just leave it as 9 pi, which means this circle is also 9 pi because the two circles are exactly the same. So here's where it gets a little tricky. This rectangle is where a lot of people mess up, because to find the area of this rectangle, we need this dimension, but we also need this dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera back for a second, and I want to show you how I know how to get that dimension. Okay, so if I want to know the width of my rectangle, let me just take this off so that you can see what the rectangle looks like. So here is the rectangle, okay? And what we're looking for is what is the top dimension and how can we find it? We're not really going to be given it. We have to figure it out. But I hope that you all know this from a previous class, or you can catch on here. But if I want to know the width of this rectangle, it is the same as the perimeter of your circle. And what's the fancy word for a circle's perimeter? Circumference. So the width of our rectangle is the circumference of our base. So we're going to go ahead and find the circumference of our base, and that is the missing dimension of our rectangle. Okay, so we know that our rectangle has a height of 15, but this side right here is the circumference. Okay, which circumference is 2 pi r. Or some people might write it as diameter pi. Those are the same exact things. So this rectangle right here is 15 by 2 times pi times 3, because our radius is 3, which is the same as 6 pi. All right, so this rectangle has an area of 15 times 6 pi, which is the same as, let's see, that would be 30, 60, 90 pi. Okay, so we're going to take our circle plus another circle plus our rectangle, and 9, you can just add all these up. So 9 plus 9 is 18, so that would be 108 pi. And I will go ahead and approximate that for you and write it right here. And then I'll go ahead and take a picture of this so that you can screenshot it and have it in your notes. I'll also add some little helpful hints along the side so that you can have a complete notes page on how to find the surface area of a cylinder.